Hello, everyone. So I am Tara, and I am a life coach. I am an author. I am a college graduate. I am a mother. Mhm. And I'm also an entrepreneur. And ladies, I have also come out of a narcissistic marriage. I've come out of narcissistic family, and I am a survivor. So I am the woman to help you ladies who feel stuck in toxic relationships, whether they are family, marriages, friendships, whatever it may be. And I help you ladies who are scared to move forward. I help you find courage. I help you find strength, support, and new skills that you can step into new opportunities and build a life of freedom and confidence. So, ladies, in this video, I will discuss um, healthy love. Sorry, I will discuss healthy love. Okay. And in the description box, I will provide a link to an article that is Why Do Women Stay in Toxic Relationships? I'm sorry. Why do women stay in relationships that hurt? Okay. And that is a very good question. Like, why do we stay in those relationships that hurt? So let me start off with by informing you that along with the link in the description box, I'm also providing a free link. A link to my free calm checklist, calm center, um, affirmation, affirm yourself, listening to your body, and meditating. So that checklist I have made personally for myself that I use, and it is useful for you ladies to use as well as you were healing. So take a moment and download that checklist. It's free. Okay, guys. So just reading in my notes. So here's the question. Why do women stay in relationships that hurt? That is a great question. Why do women stay in relationships that hurt? Right? I'll go through this and then I will give you a little bit about mine. Okay. So, while there are many reasons why women stay in relationships that hurt, here are a few. Okay. You have trauma bonding, you have financial dependence, you have the fear of being alone, the fear of not knowing what the future holds, and um, you have a fear of your breaking the family up if there's a family or children involved. There's also low self esteem, no confidence, no self worth. And then you have the abuser who does the gaslighting. And then you have the abusers who um, also make promises to change. And those promises never come to fruition, right? Those promises are empty. And so, or that your partner promises to improve. Oh, here's another one. How about societal and cultural norms or pressure? So let's say cultural pressure. I know for me, it was um, my belief was God doesn't honor divorce, which he doesn't, right? He does not. However, God does not honor us being in an abusive relationship as well. And I'm going to make a video on abuse. I'm going to go into what abuse is, the different types of abuse, because that is not what God wants you into if you believe in God. All right. Okay, guys. So before I go into it, I do want to share just a little bit. Why do women stay in relationships that hurt? I can give you guys mine. And I loved all those ones that I laid out for you because they're all true. And I felt even all of them. Those were all the ones that I went through before I left too. I didn't want to break the family up. I was scared about financial responsibilities. I fell for the broken promises and the promises to change. All that trauma bonded right here. Um, so I grew up in a very narcissistic family. To this day, they are still very narcissistic and they are still very delusional. And I say that because they live in their own unrealistic world, right? So for me, I grew up in that. I was shaped and molded, right, um, to endure the abuse. Most of my abuse has all been emotional. It's all been mental. Thank God I never had any physical abuse. Thank God. Very little sexual abuse when I was a child. That's another story for another day. But all those things is what will cause a trauma bond to another person who may have trauma too. I know from my ex-husband, he had trauma as well. Can I be honest? Most narcissistic people have trauma. My family, they all have trauma. My parents have trauma. Um, what little bit I know that there's trauma. And my grandparents, y'all, while they were loving, and I don't know very much about them, I know a little bit of history from what my parents have, from what I've seen and from my parents have shared, very little. There was trauma. All right. So let's break down the different types of reasons why women stay in unhealthy relationships and the trauma bonding, like I recently said. So what is trauma bonding? Trauma bond is a cycle of abuse. So the person will dish out abuse, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, they're going to dish it out. Okay. And you probably have learned this from your family. If your family was toxic as well, or your guardians, whoever raised you, if they were toxic, you're a great candidate for a narcissist. So the cycle of abuse. So the abuser starts with the abuse, whatever it is, and then comes the apologies, right? And then there's reconciliation, which creates emotional ties. This is where your emotions are all over the place. You don't know what these emotions mean, making it hard to leave. It makes it really hard to leave because you don't know what's really going on. Like this person, I know what I'm enduring is not right. I know what I'm going through doesn't feel good. But this person is saying sorry. I can tell you narcissists don't say sorry. What they do is they try to love bomb you. They will love bomb you, put all that on you. Okay. And then let's talk about low self-esteem. Ladies, we got to get that self-esteem up. We've got to get it up. And it is so easy to when you're in a toxic relationship, it is so easy not to have self-esteem. And that's because your abuser probably was gaslighting you. They probably were putting you down. They probably were not supporting you, lifting you up. They weren't pouring into you. And so, but all you were enduring was that abuse, the loneliness, the isolation, the disrespect, right? So, ladies, we got to work on getting that self esteem up. And I have videos on that self worth. Check out the video, okay? And you're going to love it. It'll help motivate you and lift you up. And then you got hope and guilt. You have hope that this person will change because of the promises that they keep telling you. And then there's a guilt. You have that, you feel like guilty. You feel guilty because you're feeling like you're the one that's breaking the family up. You're the one that's hurting this person because you are choosing to get up out of there, right? But one thing I'm learning about guilt, it ain't yours, especially when you're doing something that's the best for you. I feel guilty too. Leave that guilt, y'all. Leave it. And then you got financial dependence. Oh, I understand this one. I That was one of my big ones. One of my big ones was I didn't want to leave my ex-husband because I was afraid that I couldn't make it on my own financially. Let me tell you guys, you can make it on your own financially. I have been out for a year now, and while it was rough, some days are rough. Y'all, I am paying my bills on my own. Um, it's awesome. So don't be afraid of it. You can make a way. And if you guys want to know more on that, stay tuned. There'll be a video sometime explaining my journey when I left financially and what I did. I do have a little video on it, but nothing from what I did. Um, okay. And so, and then, like as we discussed, the children, I say because of the children. My ex-husband had three children before I met him. So I helped raise those children. And so I did not want to break up the family. And so that's why I stayed until the children were old enough. And then when the children decided that they didn't want to come over to the house anymore, they were done with their dad. They were done. That tells you how toxic he was. They were done. Once that broke up, I didn't have to stay for the kids anymore. Just have my two girls. Didn't have to stay for the kids anymore. So, right. So don't stay for the kids. It's not going to get any better. And then lastly, the cultural norms. Y'all, let me tell you, culture tells you, well, no, culture can go both ways because culture will tell you to divorce. Culture, in a sense, is for divorce. But I can tell you, like, religion, like I told you guys, I did not want to divorce, excuse me, my ex-husband, because I did not want to I did not want to disappoint God. Like I really thought that I had to stay in this. And then I have family members who, I'm sharing some of the abuse with, and then they're just like, they're throwing the Bible at me. They're throwing God at me. And I love God and I love the Bible. But I couldn't understand how a loving God could want someone to endure um abuse where you're being disrespected, you're being put down, you're being belittled, you're not being supported, you're not being poured into, you're being isolated. That is not marriage. That's not even a relationship. But yet we women, we stay. And I truly believe that for the most part, women who stay, especially those of us who didn't have a good upbringing, our guardians molded us to accept the abuse. So when we get into another relationship, we haven't healed yet. I can tell you, if you haven't healed, you're going to put that out there. That was me. I didn't heal. I just bonded to someone else who had trauma, and we called it love. We called it a marriage. So yeah, guys, that's all I really have right now on why women stay in unhealthy relationships, or I'm sorry, why women stay in relationships that hurt. I would love to hear you ladies. What can you ladies tell me why if you are still in it, can you share why you are still in it or any of those reasons? Why? Because if so, I want you to do a self inventory. I want you to really like dig deep and think, is this really for me? Right? And so yeah, and if you ladies need a coach, hello, I'm your coach Tara. Come reach out. You can reach out by my email. It'll be in the description box as well. And you can also reach out and here and comment. I hope you guys comment. I hope you guys like. This is the new year. We're in 2026 and my first video for 2026. So I'm really excited for what this year holds for us. And I'm really excited to see women who are in these toxic relationships. I'm really excited to see you women break free, right? I mean, reclaim yourself, reclaim your purpose. And that's why I do this. All right, y'all. So ladies, check out this the material in the description box. I hope you guys enjoy the article. It's a really good one. It's a short read too. But until next time, ladies.